gotta say, I'm a big geek about how movies are made.
Okay.
I love, and there's a scene where
Yeah.
Chris Pine and you are in like a fight, and he's just rocking your face.
Yeah, that was.
How does that look on set?
Pretty convincing at times. I mean, he always pulled his punches. He never connected. He's a kind man, but you know, he had to come at me with real emotional rage, like just completely untapped. Completely tapped. Really, I mean, what I mean by uncensored. It was just all out, incredible animal fever and anger. And that's quite daunting, especially playing a guy who just has to take it coolly, but also sell the fact that he is still making an impact, but it's just not having any effects. All that sort of stuff with the snap of the head. I had him have as much work practically as he did afterwards. My neck just went.
So he does connect lightly.
Oh, Christ, no,
It's just like
it's everything. So
like,
from that camera, it's the Hollywood through thing. So instead of going like that, which you would in real life, you have to sell the punch by coming out sort of at the side, so you can see the direction it's coming in, and then the target looks a lot bigger to the camera, so you can sell it even though it's missing by. Well, that's quite close. By I don't know that much. For that camera, that much for that camera.
That's me. I love that kind of stuff.
It's great.
Cool.
Oh, so do I, man. A 10-year-old in me had a riot making this film. I mean, you know, I was being pulled along the floor with Chris at about 60 miles an hour at 1 o'clock in the morning across this incredibly long studio floor at Playa Vista, flying through the air after jumping to grab something and just keeping moving because I was on a wire that just sprung me up, running through plate glass windows, having the most amazing fight sequences, and you know, that was a real thrill. It was like, you know, there were moments, especially with the stuff on the ground being slid along at 60 miles an hour. It was just like testing, you know, a funfair ride. I mean, it was really enjoyable.
I love the whole concept of your character being so ambiguous.
Yeah,
and without giving anything away. Like, I just love his travel into the darkness element, and you use the words, is fascinating. And you kind of like are wondering what's going to happen. So I'm wondering, if you could look at any character you've played in your career so far, and you could see a character go down a similar dark path, who would be fascinating to see?
I think, well, Sherlock to an extent. You know, he's on the side of the angels, as he says at the end of 3 of the last series. But don't think for one second that he's one of them. I mean, you know, he is bordering on sociopathic, and there's a very, very dark side to that man. And you know, the motivations are utterly different to John Harrison's. But I could see there being a similar pattern of. You know, playing with the idea and the ambiguity of what it is to be either good or bad. And I think, you know, we do live in a much more ambiguous time. We don't have clear-cut, cookie-cutter sort of right or wrong points of view or political spectrums. It's a little bit more grey now. And that you know, very largely takes the form of terrorism. One man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. You know, he's fighting for a just cause in his eyes and an underdog. So it says a lot. Yeah, it is fascinating. It says a lot about modern politics and, you know, recent American foreign policy and stuff. And that's just there in the background of this spectacular, entertaining, and joyous film. So it's great to play with serious heavyweight stuff in a big movie like this.